All right. Let's go, guys. It is time for the big old grand finals, the big daddies of this tournament, the final bosses, the absolute monsters. And of course, they are playing a best of 5 for $100. $100 US dollars. More importantly, 10 APT points, 10 for the winner, 5 for the loser of this match. Of course, first and second place, respectively. No money for second place. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, representing Team Liquid in the blue, the Terran player looks like he wants to keep playing aggressive. There's already an SCV leaving the base. It is Team Liquid's Uthermal. And he's doing a Macarax, hiding his racks down here to make it look like a proxy. And then he's just going to do a completely normal opening. The opponent up here in the top left-hand side has shown some spectacular PVT. We have seen proxy double robo just outside the opponent's natural. We've seen a lot of Phoenix openings. We saw 2 Stargate mass Phoenix up against a quick third CC build. We did see Goblin take out Clem in a crazy late game Carrier Disruptor Colossus versus Viking Bio Ghost game. Up here in the top left, it is Goblin. And let's see how Goblin reacts. We're going to go to Goblin's camera, guys. He's scouting the corner. He's queuing it. He's already got 2 on gas. He's cutting 1 off minerals. He's going to go Cybercore first in response because he goes, ooh, there's a proxy barracks. We got to watch out. Notice he pulls the probe back from the Nexus. He sees double gas. And he goes, okay. Seeing double gas tells him there's no proxy marauder. There's too much gas for that. There's no, but it means there's going to be a factory. And as I said in that previous game, he's going to have to come back in with that probe and check where that factory is. Is it built at home? So he's going to go back up there and check it out. Starts the Nexus, starts the second pylon, second gas goes down, comes up, sees the factory, says, oh, okay. Yep, it's similar to that last game that we just saw casted. It's a more standard follow-up. We'll see if we can snipe that SCV from across the wall. And he is going to chrono boost a Stalker to try and defend what he thinks is a Reaper that's about to pop into his base. But at this moment he goes, ah, it was a Macarax. Okay. You just hid your barracks outside your main somewhere, and now you're just going to float it back in. This was actually, little, not as committed. That barracks is going to be able to get a reactor up, pump out Marines. We'll see a CC on the high ground. You can see only 2 workers on each gas. Goes to the CC, goes to the Tech Lab. Cyclone's going to add some flexibility. I do always prefer this opening for the Protoss player, but the big thing that it does is because they're both getting their expansion, they've got it, and early units with the Cybercore. Remember that second gas was delayed? And then you're building Stalker, Adapt, Warpgate. It delays your attack. So what's really cool is it almost always forces them to go Robo because they don't know if there's going to be quick Banshees off the fast tech. They don't know what it is. And it almost forces the Protoss to feel like, it's too late to go Stargate at this point. And I actually think Stargate is like the best possible thing against this build. Like if they just kind of get out a bunch of Phoenix or a couple of Oracles for scouting, you can't really be surprised as the Protoss player, whereas the Robo takes a bit longer to get the vision, and that's why I love seeing an Observer chrono boosted first. Chrono, yes. Okay, very good. That's pretty standard, don't get me wrong, but every now and then a player feels more panicked and they're like, oh, I need to get like an Immortal or a Warp Prism. I think if you get an Observer, this is going to give you so much more flexibility, and even a second Observer. Oh, big thumbs up here for Goblin. 2 Adepts and a Stalker out. Oh, pull the Stalker back. Get up that ramp, dude. Oh my god. Bad move by Uthermal. Way too greedy. Shade on it. There's no way that's worth it. There is no way that's worth it. You do not want to lose a Cyclone for a Stalker. So that's actually a really good trade. I think he could have ran up the ramp and broken the lock-on. But Goblin was like, I'm just going to click on you. And as long as I kill you, I'm happy to take that trade. We've got 2 Observers going out. Actually, I think he cancelled 1 Observer. Right? I don't think he lost an Observer, did he? I'm not sure. Did he scan and kill an Observer? Maybe he did. Either way, he's got an Immortal out. He's building a second Observer, going into what looks like a Colossus play. Some very scary Colossus timings that he's capable. This is the exact same follow-up, guys. No starport. You know there's 3 barracks because you see those Marines coming from that corner 2 at a time. You chrono boost a Colossus, which he started the chrono early, didn't quite have the gas, and then you make 3 more gateways. Do not build a 3rd Nexus. You've seen everything you need to see. Don't you dare put a 3rd Nexus down. Where are the gateways? Ah, okay. Up to 3 gates, more pylons, and all he needs to do is just get 4 or 5 gateways, keep building gateway units, and I mean, there's no starport. There's no flexibility. Uthermal has to commit to a bunker tank push. It's pretty all in. And as the Protoss player, you just need to make a lot of units. You know, you got the Viags on the way. Going to extend the thermal out. Second Colossus queues up ahead of time. And he's like, oh, you still don't have a start? Yep, okay. We should know exactly what's coming right now. Good scan, good scan. Will it get it? Will it get it? Oh, twerk, 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 work, work, work. That observer gets the hell out of there. Me not that kind of observer. Shaking its booty, shaking its head and saying, work, work, work. Oh, man. Twerks its way out of harm's way. It's going to see the move out now as well. SCVs and Marines. It'll catch the back end of this. Twilight's on the way. You need more gateways. Why are we building a third Nexus right now against someone who doesn't have a starport? That's a nonsense move. He might still be able to hold on and crush this. It's just unnecessarily risky. I still think this is a great spot for Goblin. I think going out here is great. If you can force him to stim ahead of time, that's so sick. But you got to be... Yeah, I like that. If the Marines come through the choke, the Colossus will do sick damage. That's game, I think. Did he get a tank yet? Maybe not. He does lose an Immortal. Go again. He's got to fight. Oh, he's got to... Yep. Click one tank. No, it gets a shot off. The Marines are almost gone, though. Yeah, I mean... This is... not done anything. I really think not doing the proxy racks into this build, it's a bit too one-dimensional. I actually prefer you do a one-gas follow-up. I think I prefer the much closer proxy racks where he actually gets a few kills with the Reaper. I think without the early kills, it felt like Goblin just had a bit too much money. Obviously, losing the Cyclone is rough as well. Because if you think about it, what did that Cyclone achieve against Drogo on Simulacrum? Oh, let me see. It killed like 3 probes, a Stalker, a Warping In, and a Adept, and distracted him. So his attack was shit. That Cyclone, in this game, the Cyclone's like, I killed a Stalker. You're like, what did you, is that it? Yeah, you know you cost more than the Stalker, right? You need a tech lab factory. You're fucking expensive. Also, we have a later expansion, so we need to be cost efficient in this game. We can't be cost inefficient because we took a much later expansion. And the Cyclone's like, killed a Stalker. And you're like, oh, you're, all right, fucking well done, fucking idiot. The Cyclone, not Uthermal. I'm not calling him an idiot. There's probably one Uthermal fan who's like, no, pig. Like I said, I would rather you just proxy the racks and dive in there. I think if you're going to hide the barracks like that, it's usually better with a one-gas expand or some sort of other follow-up. I'm sure there's layers of trickery there that I don't understand, though. So, didn't work out that time. Goblin, textbook got on top of it. GG, well played. Great usage of the observers as well. Guys, Jared Ong has just tipped us $5. Says, don't forget to eat your lunch. Pepperoni pizza mukbang. Oh! Dude, I love pepperoni pizza. I like thick slices of pepperoni though. When you get a pepperoni pizza in Australia, from most places, if like Domino's and stuff, they give you that shitty salami. I'm talking like the real thin slices. So even though it's covering the whole thing, it's so paper thin. It's like it's shaved salami. And I'm like, mate, I don't like it shaved. I like those 70s pizzas, you know? I like a pizza with a bit of bush to it. That metaphor does not hold up at all, Pig. That's disgusting. All right, down here in the bottom left-hand side, he wants to bring it back, this time with a double proxy racks. It's Uthermal. Best strats for 4 AM involve building your buildings on your opponent's side of the map. It's going to be Proxy Marine, guys. Very curious to see how this goes. Gateway Scout for Goblin, so not the fastest possible scout. We'll see if he can weather the storm. In the top, in the red, it's Goblin. I guess the gateway is really exposed. That's the problem. He probably knows Goblin likes to do a gateway, and look at that. He's scouting for proxies. He's like, I'll just double check for the Proxy Reaper. It's Proxy Marine, though, and if that gets depowered, you just lose the game. And with no scouting, seeing no proxy, Goblin is going to put a Nexus down, thinking he's completely safe, and then he is going to lose the game. So, nice build order win here for Uthermal, I think. Yep, he's going down at the timing to build the... Oh, actually, maybe he goes Cybercore. Maybe? No scouting. Cybercore is the much safer option. Okay, that gives him a chance here. That gives him a chance. And he's going to get in there. Go up the ramp. Oh, fuck. I think Uthermal might know his scouting pattern. Might know that he checks for proxies really hard and doesn't actually scout the base. If he went up that ramp, he'd know. And he'd immediately have a second pylon down here, another pylon there. He'd be chronoing a zealot, chronoing units, and pulling a bunch of probes. If he lets a bunker get up, he loses. If that gets depowered, he loses. There's like 8 different lose conditions here, and there's one win condition, which is Uthermal, like, just having a seizure on his keyboard right now. I mean, what are you going to do? You pull 4 probes? It doesn't beat 2 Marines. You need to pull every probe right now and surround the Marines. That is the only way you do this. There's no way this Zealot stops that bunker getting up. There's no way. Yeah, bunker's getting up. A bit slow to... You gotta build it! Uthermal! Uthermal's having a seizure on his keyboard! It's the win condition I was talking about! Oh my god, he took a long time to put that SCV on that. Great, good Marine micro around the Zealot. But yeah, if he can just depower this... Shield battery... Oh my god! Here! And now look at the massive DPS of a single Stalker, guys. Look at that. Oh, lasers! The SCVs just cut off the ramp. That was sick. Uthermal said, you're not getting back up that ramp, dickhead. Oh, Goblin! Run, Goblin! Run! Right, ring around the Rosa. Stalker around the Rosie. That pocket full of dead SCVs, but I think it might be a dead Protoss, which is the big problem. I mean, sick micro. These shield batteries are just taking so much, though. And with only 2 Stalkers out, does he actually hold? No, that gets depowered just before it finished. Ah, he's dead. Great reactions by Goblin. I mean, really sick micro under pressure. It's just not scouting. He was in Shittown. Oh, the Trilly boys! Citizens arrest. They say, fuck you. You've murdered too many of our comrades. We will kill you in melee combat. Another Stalker's going to pop out. He's still on 20 probes versus 13 SCVs. If Goblin wins this game, we are we're forcing him to name change. He's going to create an account on the ladder called GODBLIN. Okay? If he actually survives, he is GODBLIN. If he wins this game, he is an actual Goblin. He is the dirtiest Goblin king. I can't even say Goblin. It's really hard to say, guys. It's fun to type. It's hard to say. Okay. A lot of probes are going down now, but he is killing the Marines. Good focus fire. Pull back weak probe. Pull back weak probe. Pull back weak probe. Only 12 probes. 11 SCVs. His mule dropping. And where'd the gas go? Is he building Reapers now? Where's that factory? Factory just started at home. Bunkers here. Shield batteries are trying to repair. Is there no SCV? Oh, he can actually kill. Oh my god, he almost lost that. He should be doing a bit of in and out micro right now. Remember, Terrans really like it when you slide in and out of that bunker range, because the Terran Marines shoot a lot more frequently than the Stalkers. And now that's burning. It's going to pull back the probes. Does save one. And yeah, the bunker's burning. How can you sleep while the bunker's burning? I think right now, Goblin, though, has definitely been drinking up that late night, midnight oil, if you know what I'm talking about. He is somehow going to survive this push with a natural up and reasonably healthy. He's going to lose his only gateway. Whoa, Uthermal wants it so badly. The shield batteries cannot heal it. The only gateway goes down. Barely. The shield battery's just a bit too dry there. And, that is why you always want to use a bit more lube with your shield batteries on the gateways. You don't want to go in dry. It can be a big problem. And that Marine hiding in the corner, that's going to come in and kill a probe. I swear, guys. Just wait. This barracks is going to be a scout, but it can also land and build Marines and rally them into the mineral line. There is a Stargate up, an Oracle on the way. He has survived. He has now been renamed as Goblin. The command center is just now starting. I haven't seen a lot of these proxy 2-Rexes, but I'm pretty sure Goblin handled that like a champ, and I think Uthermal did fudge up just a little. Took a bit too long to rebuild the bunker, and he let his SCVs separate from his Marines a bit too much. I think he needed to focus fire a little bit more, and either dive in the main a bit earlier, or focus on either depowering that gateway or those shield batteries. I'm not 100% sure what the deal was. Maybe just bring more SCVs and just fight at the bunker and just repair. Like, I think maybe he could have just chilled at the bunker and kept his SCVs alive and done some in and out micro. Pop in, save him. Cyclones here. Goblin with a quick response time. Very important. That first Oracle. It's normally important off a regular build order. In this scenario, it's even more important. Stalkers. Oh, man. Well done. Slows down the barracks. And once again, it's a 3 barracks follow-up. Uthermal's play is looking about as inspired as a Terran who has a build order written on a napkin next to him that says, make some sort of proxy, then make 3 barracks, some tanks, no starport or medevacs, and try to do a bunker push to kill them. 1 reactor, 2 tech labs, stim combat shields, 3 siege tanks, 6 SCVs to build bunkers, and go. And I'm like, cool, you've just done it 3 games in a row. Are we going to go for number 4? Uthermal says, that's me build right now. This is me build in this matchup. Don't be judging me. I would like to see something else. I mean, in this situation, he's actually just so far behind now, right? Infrastructure's really bad for Goblin. 3-gate, Stargate. Economically, Goblin is way ahead. It's just, I'm a bit worried about his production and tech. Like, a Robo is just now starting. And I feel like he's going to get the first Colossus out kind of as... Wait, why is he building a third Cyclone? Is this... Oh, he's going to try... Oh, because he knows the Phoenix is going to try and overwhelm him. That's his only anti-air. Oh, no. Okay. Oh. I don't know what's happening in this fight. I'm not commentating it. I'm choosing to err on the side of saying nothing rather than saying shit about stuff I literally don't understand. Oh my god, the Oracle survives, kills the Cyclone, the Marine pops out, finishes it, and we end up seeing 3 Cyclones traded for a Phoenix and 2 Oracles. I don't know who wins that trade. I'm gonna say probably Goblin, just because his economy's higher. Oh my god, he's doing a different thing. He's making a starport. Oh my god, this is so amazing. I'm actually very happy. Uthermal. He's got a 3rd gas. He's got a starport. He's making a reactor for winter mines. He's going to try and go for a couple chicken dinners. It's going to be good. Winner, winner. Chicken widow mine dinner. Widow mine sauce actually very much enjoyed by the Tal de Rim Protoss. Nothing like snorting a bit of Terrazine and then pouring a whole big bottle of Terran blood over your steak. Yep, Terrazine Protoss have actually also apparently they eat steak despite not having mouths or orifices because they are of course a higher species. I don't know, they shove it up their butt or something. I'm sure there's some way they can eat steak. You shut up, lore nerds. Don't be judging me. They're like, didn't you even read the StarCraft novels? They're all so good. Actually, one day I'm going to stop making fun of StarCraft novels, and I'm actually going to read one before I fucking keep making fun of them. Basically, I've prejudged them my entire life as one of those things where people like StarCraft, so they decide they think these books about it are good, even when they're shit. But I've never read one. I'm sure they're great. I've heard people I respect say they're actually really quite good novels. But I still, is this elitist voice in my head that's like, yeah, probably not. They sound shit. How could they be good? It's a book written about a video game. If they had something good to write, wouldn't they write it about their own fucking world, not some stupid video game? Come on, mate. Don't get me, and there's probably one person who's like, well, it was better than the StarCraft 2 story, pig. And I'm like, cool, is that the bar now? Is my bar for being a good guy being that I didn't murder anyone this morning? Does that make me a good guy? Come on. Higher standards, Twitch chat. Random rants aside, guys, this is going to go to a macro game, but Goblin's got that lovely 15 worker advantage, and that's a big drilly boy pool. Only 1 Colossus is out. Viagra and the 2nd Colossus are on the way, but it's not ready just yet. Oh, there's a tank. Oh, he didn't see the tank. More shield batteries. He needs that 2nd Colossus and the Viagra upgrade. That's the tech I was telling you guys I was worried about, was that one. There's 3 medevacs here. There's stim, there's shields, there's only 1 tank. Oh man, those shield batteries and those zealots are going to work wonders against this. The SCVs really can't do much against it. The Phoenix are a little bit far forward. I'd like to see those Phoenix just commit. Yeah. And that's a hold, a crushing hold. Part God, part Goblin. They combined. It's like one of those ancient Greek god stories where the god gets horny and goes and impregnates a regular mortal woman. In this case, apparently it was a Protoss god, maybe Amon, saw a rather purty goblin, and they went, had some babies together. Out came this kid. Part god, part goblin. He's a fucking GODBLIN. He's a fucking GODBLIN, man. GG, well played. That's incredible. He's up 2-0 against Marc, the slappy slap Uthermal. The man. Marc the man. Mad Marc. Fucking killer Marc. The guy who stabs Protoss to death, doesn't even give them a chance. The guy who just like went into the game against Drogo, walked up to him, ripped Drogo's head off, dropped it, and fucking drop kicked it out of the ring. I love Drogo. Drogo's an amazing player, but there is no other way to describe that series, that semi-final, than that. That is literally what Uthermal did. He just ripped his head off, kicked it out of the fucking ring. It was like, well, people are like, oh, I paid $80 for this pay-per-view. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. But now here in the grand finals, GODBLIN is saying, I am of the next tier, I am of the next level, I am on a higher order of StarCraft player. In fact, a Protoss player, the highest order. And yeah, it's 4:12 a.m. for him. I believe It should be the same time zone, actually, right? Croatia's the same time as Netherlands, isn't it? Time in Netherlands. Yeah. It'd be so funny if I'm saying the wrong country this whole time. Goblin, Wikipedia. Let's quickly look this up real quick while we're waiting for this game to start. We've got it right this whole time. Look at that smile. Tell me you don't love this kid. Doesn't that just look like everyone who's cannon rushed you on the ladder? He's got that deep happiness that people like Florencio have. He also has his dad's profile pick up, which is fantastic. Good on you, Goblin. Got his dad's profile pick on. I actually finally took my Justin Bieber Dam profile picture off and replaced it with the God Wardy, because he has been casting so many good matches lately and keeping that online content rolling pretty much 24/7. Big thank you, Enigma Punch, for the Twitch Prime sub. Guys, we are here in the potential final game of this tournament. I hope it's not. I hope this man up here builds a barracks inside his own base and goes for something a little bit different. Up here in the top right, in the blue, representing Team Liquid, it's the beginning of the comeback train. We've seen a few reversals in these grand finals before. Will we see it again? It's Team Liquid's Uthermal. Uthermal? Is that what we're calling him now, Pig? Why am I just randomly deciding to call him, like, pronounce that weird? I don't even know, man. I don't think I have good control over my vocal cords. We're gonna have to fix that shit one day. You know who doesn't need to fix shit because he's winning 2-0 and he just needs to keep it going and finish off this series with a 3-0 clean streak to become the American champ of the ESL Pro Tour weekly number 16. He is Goblin. I'd love to hear some analysis from an actual good Terran and Protoss player to say actually Goblin was in a fine position because he went core first the whole time. He just did some good Stalker micro. Uthermal played perfectly but couldn't win from there. But I do really think Uthermal must have made some mistakes there and that Goblin kind of played sick micro. Sick micro. You know what I'm talking about? I do think it was sick micro. And I'm sure there's mistakes on both sides. I'm sure things could be improved. No one plays a perfect StarCraft game, especially not in the chaos of that early game. But I think that was about as close as you can get. Now, what I love about Goblin, he always waits till a minute 40, right when the Terran hits 400 minerals before he blocks. Unfortunately, he was a little too conservative there, was dancing around the edges, going for maximum hit point preservation, and ended up letting the CC get down pretty quickly anyway. So no real delay on that. He has, of course, gone a Nexus into a Cyber Core, so a more macro-focused build on this big map. Second gas, second pilot, and he's going to hide that probe up there. Now, he likes to go back in with his second probe a lot earlier than many people. But it's a barracks gas. That Marine's going to be out, so I'm not sure what he's really hoping to check for this. Maybe checking for the bunker. Maybe he just finds people who are a bit slow on that Marine. Maybe he's been playing people who go Reaper Reactor. I guess it's also just to confirm that it is indeed not a gas first, but you can tell from the Reaper timing it's not a gas first. So I'm a little unsure about the whole purpose of that probe and like what its goal really is. I guess it can proxy later as well. Oh, he just got one kill. Oh my god, he's going to get a second. Oh, he could have got that one. On this orange shit. Oh my god, these probes. He's losing a lot of mining time. This Reaper. Uthermal's like, yeah, fuck you, mate. Like, you know he's angry right now. You know Mad Marc is fuming. He's sitting in his underwear. He keeps smashing his keyboard. His mum has woken up mid-series and she's like, Marc, keep it down. It's the middle of the night. Stop bashing your keyboard because you lose to Protoss at 4 a.m. in the morning. I have no idea. I don't think Uthermal even lives with his parents, guys. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. We'll see. Anyways, Reaper's going to come back in. Would love to double check what that Stargate's building. Jump up, jump down. I love this jump up, jump down. Just see if there's anything there. See what units are around. We can assume it's Phoenix. Now, the meta at the moment is 3rd CC. Unless it's Dream playing a TVP. And we all know Dream, an incredibly good player. I don't know, maybe Big Gabe's still doing the 3 racks into 3rd CC as well. Haven't been watching much Big Gabe lately. But unless you're one of those guys, Terran players are loving 3rd CC. It's the standard build order in this matchup right now. And it has been a real flip into that. We saw it at Stay at Home Story Cup, a bunch of other ones. And I think it's this interesting situation where Goblin said earlier today after crushing Clem on this map, oh no, barely survives, that if he sees a 3rd CC, he loves going to Stargate Phoenix. And he feels like Terran just doesn't know how to play against that and in that situation. So I think he's very happy to try to look for that info And this looks honestly like a 3cc build, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a second Stargate go down. For now though, because it's non-stop unit production, it looks like Uthermal's going to do a very hard push to try to kill Goblin's third base, and then take a slightly delayed third behind that. Yeah, looks like it. We just did a rare time where we take Twitch chat's advice and we let our vocal cords have a bit of a rest. We don't mind Viking Marine zoning out there. There is a third CC. He'd love to spot it, but the push is coming. So he's going to see. Oh, that's a pretty late third CC. Uh-oh. This a very, very scary push right here, guys. Oh, man, he hasn't seen it just yet. Okay, now he sees it. And now he goes, oh, shit. Shit. We might lose that third base. I think that's what you say here. Yeah, he just cancelled a second Stargate and he's making more gateways. He really thought it was a quicker third CC. Now he's like, ah. Damn. The Colossus is too far away, man. Oh, he's going to go for a ball. Oh my god, it's a bit of a gamble. Does build faster than a Colossus, though. We'll get out here a lot quicker. He's got a pretty nice Phoenix count, remember. Oh, that lib's so low, but it can get repaired, remember. Oh, the Observer went down. That's very hard. Alright, Viking does get blitzed, but loses a Phoenix for it. He's only got one gate. That's just a very big problem here. Only having one gate is very rough. The Phoenix looking to threaten on the flank. But yeah, he's like, okay, just cancel the base, let the batteries go down. He's going to be supply blocked in a moment, though. Ooh, he's going to go for the combo. The Phoenix want to bait the Marines. Oh. Oh, he shows the Disruptor. Marc's well aware now. Yeah, Goblin's like, no, 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 you're not getting anything home. I am not letting you leave. Uthermal can leave whenever the hell he wants. So we're going to see a third Nexus up here. We will go in that direction. Observers coming forward as well. Going to keep some good vision here. Uthermal's in a very nice position now. But not a lot of anti-air at home. The Phoenix are saying, okay, you know what? I think I'm okay at home now. I've got a few Disruptors up. Let's look for some harassment damage. I'd love to see a ball rotate around this north side and try to drop one on the Widow Mine, both tanks, and the Marines. There is a beautiful money shot angle right there. Observers once again see just about everything. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, good shot. You can actually outrange siege tanks, for those of you who don't know it, if you micro just on the edge. Disruptors shoot about half a range further with their splash damage than a siege tank. Oh, no, 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 no! Ooh, that's bad, man. Remember, he's massing Phoenixes, guys. He can't afford that. I really still think we should see those Disruptors. Where's the lib? Ooh, Uthermal. Let's see if Goblin reacts quickly, guys. We're on Goblin cam right now. Liberator's sieging the main at this moment. Goblin, Goblin, where are your reactions? Oh, damn, he's going to lose at least 3 or 4 probes. A bit of chaos. A bit slower to respond there. And you know what? I thought Uthermal might use this distraction to run home with his army. I think he's just saying, they're stuck there. There's no way they'll ever get home. I really think people should try to extract this army a little more often. I think Terran players have a mindset of like, oh, it'll never make it home. But I don't know. I feel like if you can get that out, it's huge. Oh, he's going to get both tanks. No, he didn't quite get them. Okay, you know you can just jump on that, right? Oh, good Marine focus fire. Takes out a Phoenix there and then runs the rest of them home. That was actually sick. Widow Mine drop on the natural, and these Marines are going to just walk home. And he's only at 46 probes, is Goblin. Goblin's going for sentries. He's got a few Disruptors, 2 Disruptors, a Colossus. He's going to go for that all-in push that we've seen him do so many times before. And we'll see him do it again. Widow Mine drop here on the natural. And... oh, no pull. Lovely, 13 kills. Phoenix find a Doom drop on the right-hand side. They managed to take out 1 medevac, force a stim out of those units. These units are committing. And I think he needs to warp in at home or he'll lose the base trade. Goblin has done a lot of these decisive pushes today. He's got to be real careful as Phoenix trying to buy time on the right. The siege tank unsieges temporarily. That's very rough there for Uthermal. He's got a lot of bio though. I think right now Goblin, he's only committing to units, but he's actually warping them in at home. Oh, the Widow Mine's just fired again. 3 more probes go down. He's down to 35 workers. Oh my god, the Marauders stim forward, kill the Colossus, and then just pull back. At the same time, stims in down here. Oh, push and pull. He's back in charge. Uthermal choosing where the fights are happening and how they're happening. Colossus and Phoenix come forward, but Goblin knows he's toast. His army on the other side of the map achieving nothing. He's on 35 probes against a 3-base Terran, and we have got a series on our hands. Nice. What's up, Prakunas? He could have dropped balls from both sides and done a ball clap on that army if he flanked. I agree. Prakunas says, hey guys, is Huck in this tournament? Who? Pretty sure that guy's actually trolling. No Kappa, but you think the president of gaming would deign to play EPT? You know, he's literally the president of gaming at the Boston, whatever they're called, Overwatch team, right? President of gaming doesn't play a weekly? Come on! It's also the wrong game. I think Huck retired in start of 2016. His last Premier tournament was the same as mine. He knocked me out of it. One-sidedly. Thank you, Base Trade, for the huge 772 viewer host. Why? Why? What's happening? Is Rifkin okay, guys? What's going on? What is going on? Oh, we didn't get into that game? Oh no. This sucks, dude. Oh, thank you everybody who's hopped over from Rifkin's stream. We're just starting the next game right now. I'm not sure if he's going to try to get back in there and rejoin. Now Legend in chat is also talking about playing Raid. He's saying Rifkin's playing... that sucks, Rifkin. That sucks, dude. That sucks. All right, guys. Let's go. Game 4. Game 4. Thank you for the big old raid. Thank you, everybody who's new to the stream. Please do consider clicking the follow button. Start of tomorrow, we will be casting regular normies. That's right, normies. I'm talking about you plebs on the ladder. We're going to be doing Icy Far at the start of tomorrow's stream, which is, of course, I cast your freaking awesome replays, which is a weekly challenge. It's basically Fun Day Monday if you're an old school StarCraft fan. You remember that? Yeah, it's me casting average Joes doing really stupid shit on the ladder. So tune in for that. Come back. We've got lots of different content planned. We've actually been doing such a variety of content lately. It's kind of crazy. I've got more flow files coming as soon as I get time this week as well. We were going to do some on Saturday. We had a mess up with the replays, but we've got a new replay pack that just got sent to me by Flo, as well as I've organized the other ones. So that's going to be awesome. And I'm just going to be getting back into that ladder grind after Saturday. Shout out if you were here on Saturday for our Tilt stream. Really happy ladder session for me. Ooh, I was having so much fun. I was such a positive, shining ray of positivity. Woof. Anyway, guys, barracks in the main base once again. No more proxies. Uthermal strategically diversifying the backwards overflow and looking to synergize his TVP for maximum profits. He is Team Liquid's Uthermal. Oi, leave me buddy alone. Only I'm allowed to drill him in the back door, not you. You're a dirty probe. You're an alien robot. Get away. We don't believe in interbreeding here, you little fucking piece of shit. SCVs are very bogan, for those who don't know. They are, yeah, they're a bit rough around the edges, and they do not like it when probes go in there and start harassing their mates. Up here in the top right, doing a more standard Nexus opening, same as last map, it's Goblin. He's gonna come back in and says, mate, have a bit of a zappy zap. Uthermal says, how about a bit of drilly drill, mate? The probe says, I'd love to get drilled, mate. Come here. The SCV's like, all right, I'll leave. He's into it. It's not working. Honestly, I was playing a bit of drill chicken there. I thought the probe would go, oh, that's fucking weird. I don't want to touch my taser with your drill. The probe, though, welcomed it. And the drilly boy said, nah, I'm going to back off. That's not me game. The probe is ready to come back in. Like I said, still not fully sure what this probe is all about. I guess he just wants to... I mean, if it goes home too late, like, it will get caught by the Reaper on the map. So I guess he just says, hey, even a few more hits, a little bit of a distraction. Double check if there's a bunker. And who knows, maybe if he sees no bunker, there might be more of a chance of that adept trying to get across the map, right? Lately, though, Protoss players are a bit more focused on denying their opponent's scouting rather than prioritizing their own scouting. That Reaper, of course, is on the Weight Watchers diet, slides around the back of that Stargate, and is going to continue to be annoying. Remember, guys, Uthermal is the one European Terran who micros his Reaper like an NA/Korean tryhard, and it's incredibly annoying. I've played PvT versus Uthermal's Terran before. I often feel like this one Reaper does literally beat me on its own. And it's one of the most frustrating things in the goddamn world. Right now, there's two adepts running around in circles, unable to deal with one dude with 2 pistols, a jetpack, who gives no fucks. He's still there. He's still alive. Thankfully, Uthermal decided to stop micro-aiming him and go home and macro. And finally, Goblin gets back to mining. But that was a huge disruption. That was 3 probes lost. A bunch of probes were just standing next to the unbuildable plate, not doing anything. That's a rough start for Goblin. You can't be taking that much damage. It's also full scouting for Uthermal, who just gets such an edge in this game. I actually would have liked to see a Stalker first. If these games, like, at this time of day, if Uthermal can just out-micro with that Reaper that well, I really want to see Goblin just go Stalker first, even with a Phoenix build. It's like, just make up for the fact that, yeah, you're not going to be playing... Where's that Widow Mine? Behind the gas. You're not going to play perfect StarCraft at 4:30 in the morning, and except you're going to make mistakes. So there's a Widow Mine hidden there. If you don't zoom in, it's almost impossible to see from here. We can see the outline. He cannot. You don't get to see that outline behind the gas. You see the little blue outline? He does not get to see that. So when he comes in, he's got to watch for the tracking line and quickly veer away from there. The key hiding spots are here in one of the pockets underneath the SCVs, just above the gases, and just above this orbital dish. Just in there. Oh, okay. Takes a Widow Mine. Yeah. He didn't see it. He was looking for it. He's like, oh, is there no Widow Mine here? And then, unfortunately, got a bit lazy. Loses a Phoenix there. Rough start here for Goblin. One Drilly Boy with a scouting mission. Oh, man. There are some orders you really don't want to follow. It's like the guy... He's like the guys in Saving Private Ryan. They're like, wait, you want us to go behind enemy lines and risk our lives on an insane journey just to try and protect one dude because his brothers died? So you're going to get us all killed to defend one dude. That's what that SCV's orders were. He's like, yeah, run it to 3 adepts and check what's going on. And you're like, oh, fudging hell, man. You'd think you could use a cloaked banshee or something for a scout, right? They're like, no, that costs too much. Your life is cheap. You are a poor SCV. You don't get to be a poor drilly boy if you come from a good family. That's not a good posting. High mortality rate. Oh. Ooh, good damage on the lib. This is the exact same push as last game. This time around, though, it looks like the 2nd and 3rd gateway are finishing a little earlier. There's an Immortal out, which adds a lot of anti-siege tank oomph. And, ooh, these units are a bit exposed right now. Oh, if only the Phoenix were on that, he could have snapped the lib and the Viking. That's unfortunate for Goblin. Yeah, he's just gonna... He wants to force the siege, but Uthermal... Oh my god. Great trigger discipline on sieging these tanks. A lot of people would have panicked and sieged further back, but he realized he did not need to. Those Drilly Boys repairing the lib. The Viking is going to go down, though. The Marines filtering through that line of tanks, trying to get over there. The Widow Mine guarding the right-hand side. Marines on the left. Bunkers are down. This is a lovely setup by Uthermal. Now, as Goblin, there's 2 ways you deal with this. Number 1, you wait several minutes and are really patient and you never attack into the bunkers until you got way more units. Number 2 is you go right now before these bunkers finish, and I think it's going to be number 2. Oh, nice snipe on the lib. Oh, is he going to try and just get the SCVs? He might. The Widow Mine hits the dudes, though. He does pick up one of the tanks, but oh no, I think the bunkers are now finished. And he goes for the pre-engage, but unfortunately, it turns out you can make a bit of a mess with the pre-engage. The Immortal's almost dead. The Colossus is almost dead. There's only 3 Phoenix remaining. And this is a rough situation now. Uthermal forcing an exceptionally delayed third base. It's one of the harder pushes to deal with. This one. I was talking about the 2017 push on a quick third earlier today. I think this is the more modern and probably overall just better adaptation. 2 tanks, a pack of unupgraded Marines, 1 or 2 Widow Mines, a Viking, a Liberator. Drop a third CC behind it. Get the second and third barracks. Yes, your upgrades are very delayed, but your opponent's knocked down to 2 base. If they keep their third alive and clear your army, you're so screwed with this push, right? It's really bad. If they just clear your army immediately, keep the third up. But in this case, you force it to a very even worker count. That does favor Terran a lot. Woo! Phoenix going to come in, take out those Marines. Oh, man. Very nice damage. Oh, they find the medevacs. But the double Widow Mine does do some big damage. He's going to grab a Widow Mine for his trouble. Good micro as per usual. Oh, those tanks reaching forward. He's actually in range of the gas. Look at this one spotty Marine. The Stalker's like, no! No! Stalker dies, man. Stalker for a Marine. Look, he sends another. And that time the Colossus are like, no! How dare you? How dare you send individual Marines to try and kill my gas? No! I like that scan. He's like, yeah, your army looks like shit. So you thermal, you look at your army, you're like, I'm feeling pretty good about this game right now, man. Look at that, guys. 4th and 5th racks is up. Starport's up. Where is that happening? What is that? Haha! Stim Marines just ran into that base. I don't know if it was a drop, but he just killed 7 probes. It's probably worth it for a drop, I think. It's not too bad. He's going to send another one out. Oh, this is cool. And it's queued to go right into the main mineral line. Oh, look at this. It's got a scouting depot. Uh-oh. The Stalker's going to have a party, but the Phoenix go down. Uthermal's so good at stutter stepping onto those Phoenixes. And, I mean, a lot of these trades would just be free units killed for Goblin, but Uthermal always seems to shave off the Phoenix count. Clem was very good at doing that earlier today as well. These top-level Terrans really have just such great micro. 2-2 on the way. Ghost Academy starting up. Observer sees the push coming. Oh, man. And he's getting Marines in. Yeah, goodbye gas. And now Goblin's over here with a massive Blink Stalkers, couple of Sentries, couple of Colossus, 4 Colossus in fact. But the Viking count's growing. I love the pullback by Uthermal. He says, you know what? That's a lot of Colossus. Let's wait till my Viking count grows. He's building them 4 at a time. If he gets 12 Vikings up and then fights, just shift clicks the Colossus. I mean, this Reddit point 1 will disappear. Oh, even gets a Stalker with a Widow Mine. Damages a lot of them. This is such a good position to be in for Uthermal. He's just got to hold this attack. 8 Vikings are out. 3 more very close to popping. That attack still being a massive pain in the ass over there. He's just harassing. Kills another Stalker. He's just harassing with this position. Oh, it's such a nuisance.
Base is under attack.
What do you do as Goblin here? What do you do as Goblin? I mean, you've got to commit. You can't not. 0-0. It's about to be verse 2-2. I mean, this is his moment. Oh my god, EMP on everything. He's got Guardian Shield, but he lost most of his Sentry energy. The Vikings are going to come forward. The Stalkers and Colossus shave off a Viking or 2. Force fields delay the engage. But it's actually Goblin who wants to fight right now. He's trying to go Disruptors to get some comeback mechanic, but single Robo, oh man, I don't know. Double Robo Disruptor might be the way to go. I feel like as Goblin, with these upgrades now, you can look like you're about to get back in the game with a few good Disruptor shots, but Uthermal has so much money, 4 base, 60 SCVs, his upgrades are 4 upgrades ahead. At any point, if a double drop gets in your base, you need your entire army to deal with the double drop. Like, you actually need to massively outnumber the bio units to win any fight when you're down 4 upgrades. So the problem here is Goblin is going to be so reliant on the Disruptor shots to win him the ground battle. And it's like, well, what's your supply in? It's 1 Disruptor. That's not what... 2 Disruptors, apparently. Are they both there? There's the other one. So he's got a full set. I know a lot of men out there think having a pair is all you need. Oh, I've got a pair, I'll be strong enough. No, that's not how it works in StarCraft. If your whole army is 0/0 shit units, charges barely finished, your opponent's on 2/2. I don't know, man. Goblin's got to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. Pull a rabbit out of a hat. Fusion Core's on the way. 3 more barracks going after that full 3-base production. Is Uthermal. He's maxed out. He's got a ton of money. He's still harassing on the right-hand side. Oh, what a legend, man. Disruptors. It's all about the balls. This is a little scary for Uthermal. His army's out in the open a bit. The disruptor shot's coming in very patiently. Just one for now. Another one. Whoa, a big hit on those marauders. Oh my god, did he just... No. Not like this. Uthermal caught out. Way too clumped up. No liberators to counter the disruptors yet. His army's getting cornered. He's got to pick up and boost into the main. That is the only way he gets out of this scenario right now, is he's got to boost in the main and buy another minute to remax. Because he didn't kill any Colossus and he just traded every single Viking. He's trying to mass produce Vikings. I cannot believe that fight went as bad as it did. Look at that. Recalls half of his army. It's a sandwich. And there's a bit of juicy peanut butter and Uthermal in the middle. Protoss, whole grain bread. It's some artisanal shit. You know what I'm talking about. This is some goddamn Goblin sourdough just wrapping its way around Uthermal. Uthermal somehow, though, does manage to squeeze a little bit of PB&J into the ground on the corner. Hides it there just out of Goblin's mouth. Goblin says, ooh, it dropped on the ground. I don't want to eat that. And now that 4th base should get sniped by the follow-up drop. This has bought enough of time. And somehow we see Goblin going, it's fine. I'm going to the macro game. We're starting 1-1 at 14 minutes. This is fine. Definitely not about to be 6 upgrades behind. It's cool. Each Marine can, like, literally bench a Zealot on each arm at this point. That's a dead nex. Uthermal, click on it. Click on it. You know you want to. You know you want to. Click on it. He's just going to trade. I was talking about how gateway units can't deal with 2/2 bio, guys. Goblin's like, what? Are these units on steroids or something? Yep. I mean, there's a lot of pharmaceuticals in this game. There's a lot of extended... Oh my god. Oh my god, he shot the planetary there. This is... Oh god. That 2/2 bio is wrecking it. Goblin overextends. He was like, I need to do something, man. I got to do some more here. Way too many Colossus swipes and attacks landing on the planetary. And Uthermal does manage to close it out after a very scary encounter in that top left-hand corner of the map. Uthermal caught with his pants around his ankles a little bit. And that was very, very scary. Goblin, I want to see a stalker first out of the gateway. I want to see you lose no probes to the Reaper. Even if you're going Phoenix. And when your Phoenix fly in, I want you to not fly over the goddamn Widowmine. He keeps losing his first Phoenix. Way too many games against Terran today. We're up to the final game. We're going to the ace match. Me voice is gone. You know, I've been hunching over my mic, just doing really good caster form. Not speaking from the diaphragm, speaking from my throat. I'm going to grab some water so we can bring home this last game in a big fashion. Big thank you, Alpha Prometheus, for gifting 2 subs to both Rotterdam and Base Trade TV. Rent Collector for the 24-month resub. Guys, the last game is here. It's going. I'm going to grab me cup of water as soon as we join the lobby to make sure we don't get left behind. They're not hosting it. What's happening? Here we go. It's Simulacrum for the last map. Roddy, you called it. You called it. All right, guys, let's go. Can you hear that? It's the sound of a mother trucking countdown, bitches. Let's go. Whoa. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hope you guys are having fun. I normally enjoy casting with Maynard today, but he woke up without a voice. And I said, the only way I can give a proper tribute to my brother is by shouting myself hoarse today. Getting overly excited at every single moment, especially when we are gifted with a 5-game best of 5 series. And we are hopping into the final game of this series. Some would call it the ace match. I would call it the decider. The game that matters more than every other. The man down here with all the momentum, finding the proxy strategies are not working against this opponent, but more standard openings, and specifically the same push 2 games in a row has been incredibly successful. Will he go for it a 3rd time? I hope not. I want to see some variety. In the bottom right, representing Team Liquid, it is Uthermal. Known for being a bit of a psychopath and stimming his Marines into situations where other players would blink twice and run away. Also known for being very passionate, very emotional as a player. He gets momentum and he runs with it. He gets angry and he sometimes loses that thread and the game and the series slips away from him. I'm hoping he can keep it together here. His opponent up here in the top left-hand side, nowhere near as experienced as Uthermal, but as I said, did end up making a very deep run at Kiev last year. Was it last? I think it was last year. My sense of time is totally off. Could be like... I think that was 2019. I don't know. I've been in isolation for a few weeks, and I really don't know what's happening anymore. This man up here with the most annoying probe in the world, it is Goblin. Once again, he's going for the Nexus, but I like it. He's walled off the Reaper location this time around. As I said, I'd love to see a Stalker as well, since Reaper can get across this map pretty quickly. And this probe, man, once again, that drilly boy, I'm telling you, this is Uthermal's strat. He says, nah, man, I'm going to play drill chicken with you. And the probe's like, dude, I love the drill. Please, drill me more. Baby, don't stop. He's sacrificing the probe at this point. He knows the Reaper's about to pop. He just wants to delay that production as much as possible. And this also scares Uthermal a bit, because you're like, oh man, I didn't scout, and the fact that that probe hung around usually means there's a really quick Zealot or Adept coming across. So you notice he's got an SCV kind of checking for proxies. His Reaper's going across. And it's an Adept into Stargate again. I love the Stargate. If Goblin had more range as a player strategically, I would say this is the perfect map and time to go blink and to become unpredictable. But him and Uthermal both seem a little bit more focused on doing their 1 or 2 builds that they know how to do very well. And we see here, once again, a Reaper's already got 1 kill. He's already almost killed a second. And that Adept struggling to get on top of it. And this Reaper now able to deny mining on that natural expand. Notice these gases both oversaturated. Already seeing mistakes prop up here for Goblin. He's tired. It's late. It's almost 5 a.m. By the way, shout out to Rotterdam, who's been in chat this whole time cheering on his son. He's like, yeah, what's his sleep schedule anyway? I want to see Goblin do well in this tournament. Who ended up eliminating Roddy, by the way, guys? We never ended up checking that. If you can give me an update in chat. For those who are watching here on YouTube... Rotterdam 2-0'd Neeb in this tournament. Can you believe it? People say old men can't play StarCraft. Roddy would like to tell you that's not true at all. Capable of taking down the best American player. And really just shutting the door on the why is America so bad at esports memes, right? A caster beating the top player at NA in a PvP? Oh my god. I really can't wait to look at those replays. I hope they get posted up somewhere. See if Roddy and Neeb are happy for those to get shared, or if someone cast it. Ooh, it's hidden behind the factory. Oh, no! Goblin! What did I say? What did I say? I said you're not allowed to lose this. Oh, the Marines got it. They got it. Easy. Oh my god, it's made it out. He made it out. Recall it. He's just going to wait for the shields and then run. Oh my god, he almost lost the Phoenix. That's rough. Oh, should have recalled. Oh man, losing that first Phoenix again. Much quicker second and third gateway. Robo down at a pretty decent time. This looks like the exact same opening from Uthermal. We lost our first Phoenix again, so it's a bad start. But with the gateways, I like it. You know what would be cool? Is if the Adepts actually backstab as well. It would be cool to see the Adepts backstab the rally of Marines / the mineral line when this push comes across. And Goblin just say, I don't even plan on taking a third. I'm happy to buy time again. If you bunker this base, I'll take that base. That's a totally fine third. If you bunker this base, I'll take this base. That's a totally fine third. So you can play the buying time game on Simulacrum. I really don't think it hurts you too much. I think with Phoenix Colossus, you'd rather this third, but he often swaps into a ground-based style anyway, so kind of see how that goes. Phoenix coming in, picking off some units, doing what they can. The Adepts, look, are they going to commit? I don't think they will, right? I mean, I think it'll be cool. Oh my god. Yeah, clicks on a Marine, and now he can just click on some SCVs. Oh, this is such a clever little backstab from Goblin. I think he should come home now, though. Just a few extra SCVs going down. Phoenix, go, go, go. And you know what? Uthermal got distracted by the multitask, so he split his units up. Unfortunately, Goblin was a little too slow to capitalize on that. Oh, the Stalker goes in, does get the lib. Oh no! Oof, barely keeps those alive. The first Immortal is almost out. There's no SCVs with this push, guys. They're way too far behind. That gives Goblin a lot more time here. And remember, the Observer is still alive. It didn't get scanned. Another scan goes down, but that means the Observer is never going to fall. Oh my god, as long as he's got a long time till these bunkers finish. I think Goblin can bust this. I think one more round of Warpins. He's going to go now. I think it's a bit too early. The Immortal, though. That Immortal in range of the Siege Tank. Blasts it. The other one getting lifted. Uthermal a bit too slow to focus fire that Phoenix. The tank does get dropped, but it falls almost instantly as well. And these Stalkers and Immortal just trying to fight these Marines. It's so many Marines. The Phoenix, though, I think there's enough of them to take this out. Oh, you got to finish the bunker. And he's going to go for it. No, he pulls back. The Zealots take a tank shot. Remember, they're light armored units. Sorry, light units, not armored units, so they don't take the bonus damage. And yeah, an Observer goes down. That's fine. There's no Widow Mines left. I think he's got this. We've got more Marines and tanks rallying, but a Goblin here. If he can shut this down and explode across the map, he'll be good. Uthermal's already floating out of third base. There's no way he can defend that unless he gets these units home. And oh my god, right now, Goblin realizes he wants to hunt this army down. He's going to pick up a tank, drop it, pick up a tank, drop it. The Stalkers are already faster than this army. Oh, the focus fire from Uthermal is being lit. One tank goes down, but this is just, the Marine firepower is still scary. That's 15 Marines. It's a lot of firepower. Stim, shields, 1-1 on the way. 4th and 5th barracks coming down. And you know what? I think here is Goblin. You've done a good hold. You're okay. You've got the Phoenix up. This is way better than the previous games, but you've still got a quick third from Uthermal and a sick economy. I as Goblin, want to say, get over to that side of the map with your first Colossus and start punching in the face. I don't think there's any need to sit back in this game. I think it's hard for Uthermal to cover this whole area and this whole area. So I think you can come in here, pick off a few SCVs, pull back. Already the Phoenix are going to pick off some units. Got a Widow Mine there. There's no turret in the main. Ooh, have a bit of a party. Phoenix is doing some good damage. No non-stop probing behind this. If you look at the production tab, you can see that Goblin is not probing. And that makes me think he's going to go for it with the Colossus. Are we going to see a Prism? He's building an Observer and a Twilight. Oh no. Goblin's falling apart on his probe production right now, guys. Big mistake on the probe production. Yeah, he's doing everything that shows signs towards a macro game, except for building the probes, which is the most important part. That was a big gap in probe production. Remember, he's been on 49 for like a minute and a half. He could have been probing that whole time, and he could have a big economic situation, a big lead. Goblin has more than enough units in this game. Like, this drop from Uthermal is actually insane. This is the craziest thing I've fucking seen all day. Like, what is that rally point on it? What is he doing? This is such a YOLO maneuver. Goblin a little slow to react. Uthermal with a quick unload. He will lose one medevac, and then we'll have to see a withdrawal there from Goblin. At the same time, he's moving down in the south. This is some crazy aggression from Uthermal. I think these trades will massively favor Goblin. I think this is actually playing into Goblin's hand. He's got multiple Colossus out. He's already got that good gateway unit. I think Uthermal's reaching for a bit too much. I don't mind posturing around the map, but this is about as deep as I want you to go. Kill the Cybercore, get the fuck out. Get these units out of there. So far, really well managed aggression by Uthermal. If he steps even a little deeper, it's a bad call. But here, kill the pile on the core, the gate, get the hell out. Run, 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 run. These Marines are still very scary units. He may have overextended a little. Loses the medevac, but the Marines get out. It's not the end of the world. So I think this achieved a lot. Picked off some tech structures. We've got a Goblin who I already mentioned is freezing up on the probe production, is playing a little bit scared, doesn't seem to have his finger on the pulse of this game. I don't think he realized that he could have built a lot more probes earlier. And you can see he's on this very minimalistic saturation. He's trying to get charge to go with the Phoenix Colossus. He's trying to kind of diversify the army. And that's a good choice against Uthermal. But the way Clem dealt with this sort of play from Goblin previously in their series was Clem scouted and he pulled back and he took a 4th base. And then he took a 5th base. And he kept seeing Goblin on a kind of shit economy and going, I'm happy to not attack into that, dude. Like, it's very clear you want me to fight into you. You don't have a 4th base yet. There's no reason for me to go out on this map. And he's actually going to go a 2nd and 3rd factory. All with tech. What is it? Is it mass tank? Vehicle weapon starts up. Mass tank? Is it Thor's? It can't be Thor's. It's tank. He's doing a mass. Okay, Uthermal is doing the don't die transition. The most unkillable composition in TVP is just mass tank with your bio, and just as long as you don't leave your base, the Protoss cannot kill you until they get Tempests, which are way further down the tech tree. So this is going to be a good composition, but I love this attack. It's doing some damage. The problem is that double drop on the north. Comes in, no cancel on the Nexus. And this tank is doing big damage on these Colossus now. Good pickup. For a second, I thought that Colossus just disappeared into thin air. Kind of did, but into the Warp Prism. Yeah, I mean, he's doing good damage. Can he defend at home? There's too many Marines. Oh, he's got a recall right now. How the hell did Uthermal... He doesn't have recall energy. He had to recall to the natural. Oh, no. Goblin's economy is not that big. And once again, Goblin really wanting to make the fight happen on the front, but Uthermal, he shuts the door on the front attack with good tanks and now snipes the economy. That being said, oh my lord, that is a lot of Marines that just got caught on the left. He's lost so many Marines there. I mean, he's just butchered Goblin's economy, but Goblin already barely needed an excuse to pull the trigger. His economy was not that great to begin with. His upgrades weren't that great. If there's one thing, I mean, Goblin's going to take a 3rd and a 4th. I actually think he's just got to rotate around and swing the hammer from the natural. It's hard because it's such a long route, but Uthermal doesn't have a sensor tower. Can you do this? Maybe he can just shove in. He's going for it, but there's Widowmine turrets. Oh my god, the turrets are just such a great force. Now, Uthermal wants to go for another attack. Goblin's going to see this, though. And, yeah, Uthermal knows it gets spotted, scans, pulls back. Uthermal's got 3 tanks building at a time. If he gets a few tanks sieged here, he's unbreakable. There's no probes building for Goblin. Goblin waiting for that +1 attack. It's almost finished. It's being chronoed. He knows it's a few seconds away. He's going to pull the trigger on this. 3 more tanks siege up. And that's a huge problem. Goblin here, he wants to pull the trigger. He's not going to the next step. Yeah, he's got 2 more bases, but he doesn't have the probes to use them. Once again, Uthermal sneaking an army down the other side of the map. He's going to go for the attack. Goblin has got to pull the trigger on probe production if he wants to go longer in this game. The longer he stays in this sort of treading water zone, the more it is about him hoping Uthermal pushes onto the map and he can snatch that army in the open. He's got a big army supply, but he's behind on upgrades. Trades like this are good for him, but it's like, where do you go from here as Goblin? You're kind of saying, I just hope I have the biggest maxed army. And now building probes, it's too late. I feel like it's so late. I've been asking for it for a long time. To do it after this much delay, though, it's going to be a long time till those probes pay off in this game. Goblin's going to try to do a bit of a reset. He's got observer speed. He's got +2 on the way. He still does have a chance in this game. His supply is still good. He's got a lot of Colossus. He's got a lot of Zealots. He's got Archons. These Phoenix are still shutting down Uthermal's drops. 6 Archons, 3 Colossus. Now, the one big thing missing for Uthermal, and he's got mass tanks, so it's really good, Archons. 6 Archons are out right now. Where's the Ghosts? I feel like you get 2-3 Ghosts with this army, you're great. Don't get me wrong, you're not going to break through the tanks when they're behind a wall, but if those tanks go on the map, Mass Archon Charge Lot just doesn't take a lot of damage from siege tanks. We've got a Zealot run by on the south side, hitting the tank and hitting a bunch of the workers. Not a bad little attack there, kind of pulling Uthermal's attention around, but that is a deep stagger of siege tanks. Oh my god. Yeah, you can't. Like I said, this is the unkillable Terran style, guys. It's game 5 of a grand finals. Uthermal does not want to be upset, but he's left his main wide open. And that might just be the opening that Goblin was looking for. These tanks do get on top of, but even though the Zealots get on top, the stim's there. And look at that bio intercept. Uthermal with a big marine play. He's going to stim those and snaps the prism with 3 Zealots inside. Goblin rotates down. He thinks he's maybe found an opening here. The Widow Mines, though, cleanse the Zealots from this map. Great fire of purifying Terran explosions. The lasers getting sandwiched. The Protoss army gets sandwiched. But the force field's on the ramp. He's got to pull the Colossus, though. They're in range of the siege tanks. He has to move onto this left-hand side. This is still so close right now. But I think that volley taking out one of the Colossus was actually huge. And right now, it's still not that big an economy for Goblin. He's got the 4th up, but he's on 56 probes up against a 50 SCV Terran. What's that tank count? 11 siege tanks, 15 Marauders, 19 Marines, and 6 medevacs. If those tanks ever get sieged up on a Protoss base, I think Goblin's probably toast. He's going to swap into carriers. Who even thinks about going 0-0 carriers of 54 probes? I know he's built a few more. He's on 61 now. But what? He's going to start +1. He wants to make dad proud. He says, don't worry, Roddy, I got it. I can hear you shouting from the sidelines. He's like, son, +1. Get the cybercore rolling. Get the cybercore rolling. +1. Come on, Goblin. That's Roddy. Roddy, sometimes when he's had a few too many beers, he's the dad who also starts sledging the kids on the other team. He's like, fuck that little Clem up. Beat him up. Fuck him up, Goblin. And you're like, what the hell, man? He's just, be nice. But Roddy, you know, he's got a real love of his son, Goblin. He gets a bit excited. He gets a bit overly passionate. Is that even a thing, overly passionate? I feel like that's an oxymoron. I don't think you can be overly passionate. Phoenix Zealot here going to go in. It is 2-2 versus, of course, the 2-1 upgrades. Phoenix pick up what they can. The Marines try to focus fire, but it looks like they will clean up. There's still 5 Marines. The Phoenix are heavily bruised. Goblin says, pull back, wait for the shields to regen. What do you guys think about DTs in this game? There's too many turrets, right? Yeah, I still think the main is definitely a sore spot for a warp prism. Especially if it gets in the corner. It won't be seen until the Zealots actually finish warping in. Carriers can be good. Carriers can be really good. I'd love to see Storm as well added in. I know you've already got Colossus. You got 3 Colossus. You got Disruptors. You've also got a big economy now, and that gets me very excited. I'd love to see the Forge spinning as well. Even just plasma shields at this point would make me very happy. Helps air, helps ground, helps buildings. Goblin is maxed out. This has been a real crazy game. It's such a weird choice from Uthermal to swap into those tanks, and we're seeing the weakness of tanks, which is the fact that it is the most immobile style. Like, I don't know. Have you guys ever played sport? This is a really weird analogy. But I remember when I was a teenager and I first started joining the men's division of sports as like an extra team I could play on. And I always remember there'd be these like fucking middle-aged dudes with like a gut who was super unfit, but they still played like hockey. This was hockey for me, but it would be the same with soccer, I'm sure, football. And you'd be like, well, this guy is so fucking unfit. He can't do anything, right? But then he would have sick ball skills. He just couldn't run. And I kind of feel like that's this siege tank army, but they've managed to like slowly walk across to the other side. And you know what? As long as they don't have to run across the field, once they're in range, they can kick a goal. Like they're still 18 years old. Like they're still young and sprightly. And these tanks are sieged up. That's a lot of carriers. It's all about, can you clear the Marines? 34 Marines versus 6 carriers? Is that enough Marines? I think it is. They've got 3-2 versus +1 carriers. So I think you kind of need to get splash damage onto the Marines. I think for Goblin, this is an easy choice. Give up this base, fall back, and try to slow down the siege from encroaching forwards. Oh, big EMPs. He's looking for him. He's looking for him. Big EMP on the army. Remember, that doesn't affect the interceptors. They're all loaded into the carriers. So we did see Goblin get his whole army EMP'd and then win big battles earlier today a few times. He's making more carries. He's got +2. He's got plasma shields. He's making onion pulse crystals. An onion pulse crystal. Zealots are hitting that expansion. Good cleanup by Uthermal. Does hold on. Uthermal's struggling to secure a 5th base with this immobile army. He's got a lot of command centers, but he's not sure which base he can actually secure. Imagine if there was 2 Tempests out right now. I always classically thought of Tempests as the counter to this style. If you surprise them with 4 Tempests when they're pushing you, the carriers are going to go for it, but the Marines are hidden in the back, and if they can gun down the interceptor count, it's not going to work. This is an awkward engagement for Goblin. His whole ground army gets blasted. Those siege tanks, this is a different sort of army. And this is not how you fight it. He's down to just 40 interceptors right now. Ah, man. This is really rough. You've got to catch him unsieged, I feel. Big ball does land on those units. The marine count's looking pretty low. Oh my god, the carriers might actually just be able to roll this now. And I think he's got to do something because he's re-expanded down there. Oh no. I mean, Uthermal, look at this balls. Who runs it that many carriers with like 8 marines and 4 marauders? Uthermal's a goddamn psychopath, but he knows it's all about keeping Goblin occupied so he can take out these bases on the bottom. And he does it. 3-2 upgrades. He's got a big upgrade advantage. The tanks are trying to just buy time in the top of the map. They're trying to get home if they can. And it's going to be something of a carrier all in. Missile turrets. Spam missile turrets now. You need marines. You need... stop building marauders. You just need marines. No Vikings. He's got 13 medevacs and he's still building Vikings? Surely you'd build Libs or Vikings at this point. The tanks are desperately trying to buy time. Remember, guys, Uthermal still does not have a 5th. This base here needs to get up, but the carriers are going to deny it. It's just that this is uncontested. Oh, man. He's got some Zealot Stalker there. It's 2-1-1 versus 3-2. He's got to save that base. This base goes down. Back to 4 base versus a 3 base Protoss. Goblin needs to keep this base alive. The EMPs keep smashing these Zealots. Oh no, a disjointed defense here from Goblin. He might finally be able to get this, but those upgrades and those medevacs are just working wonders. Oh my god, he pushes in on that side. We've got a missile turret. 2 missile turrets go down. We've got 30 Marines. Do start to gun down the interceptors. The Marauder count getting wrecked. The carriers, there's 11 carriers on this map. Marines are going to struggle against even that number. Look at the interceptor count. Watch the unit count in the top left. Do not watch anything else. There's still too many interceptors. He just lost all his Marines. The carriers have done it. Have they done it? Is there enough money to refill? No, there's still a pack. There's still 56 interceptors. Are they all coming across the map? Where are the carriers? Recall a single carrier down here or something, dude. You can't afford to lose this base. Oh man, this is a carrier all in at this point. There is so little mineral income, and that has to all be used on interceptors. It's all about refilling the carriers and getting into the heart of the production. Right now, we have 17 medevacs and 27 marines. The medevacs, I think, are actually going to be the game winner here. A single disruptor is hoping to kill 45 marines and seal the deal. There's only 30 marines. This is still a very dangerous scenario. But with that much medevac healing, I think Uthermal has a chance. Ooh, he guns down a lot of the interceptors. While they're shooting the barracks, notice he's trying to kill the interceptors, pull back. He can't fight 11 carriers right now. They've got +2 attack as well as plasma shields. Yes, the Marines are better upgraded, but that gap is closing. He's trying to float another base to the top. He's trying to get more Marines out. I think he EMP'd the carriers, but the interceptors are still healthy. 83 interceptors out. I think you can actually cleanse this army, Goblin. I do think Goblin can win this fight right now. It's 4 Marines a carrier. These are not great odds. Supply-wise, this Protoss army is worth more, but every second that goes by, the Terran gets a bigger army. I always say, whenever I watch Uthermal, it always feels like he attacks where he has no business attacking and makes it work. And I feel like right now he's bullying a scarier Protoss army off the map with a smaller Terran army. But every second that goes by, and every second he buys, as well as whittling down the Protoss economy, it feels like he gets into a position where he's more able to fight this. 53 Marines, and they're rallying across the map. He's still got the 7 Marauders that can stim in front and try to snipe the Disruptors, and then he just needs to spread his Marines back. This game is messy. It's crazy. There's 5 Disruptors out. There's nothing in that Protoss production tab. He's broke. He's broke, and Uthermal wants him to croak right now. That was a rhyme. For those of you who are like, this game's too intense, it was to break the tension. There you go. Take a deep breath. And guess what? I think Uthermal wins. But like I said, Marines very vulnerable to splash damage, guys. Goblin always has a chance of making this work. These guys are going to run in here and take out Goblin's last little bit of economy. And I think this is the point where Goblin's going to lose his cool. Balls! Taking out a few of these units. Ooh. I love those disruptors. Oh, he's finally decided to send carriers to deal with the drops. I think just send 1 carrier down here to chase it off, because that's going to come back in and it's going to distract you. You need that mining. He's trying to get this Nexus up. I think he's realized the power of the balls now. And, you know, Goblin, he's not a small ball boy. He's a big ball boy. He's the water boy. He's ready to mess shit up. Oh, no. A lot of interceptors just died. A lot of interceptors. Quick pullback, quick pullback. And he turns around, but I think the interceptor count's too low. Keep your eye on that interceptor count. Uthermal avoiding the balls and just fighting against the interceptors. Oh, this is where a Colossus would be so good. Just one Colossus in here would be such a game changer. One ball just refilled. Ah, but he's not syncing up the disruptor shots with the interceptors. That's the big problem. He engages now. Where's the disruptors? You need to force those Marines back while you're fighting. Uthermal manages to separate all of the balls from the Big Daddy carriers, and that really is their weak point. For those who say carriers don't have a weakness, guess what? Their Achilles heel is if you just kick their balls off before the fight starts. It turns out Tier 1 units do beat Tier 3. Uthermal with a spectacular game. And finally, working his way back from down 0-2, crashing, crushing, thundering. And I can't believe it. I cannot believe he did it. He managed to bring it back there in a very action-packed game 5. It felt like Goblin just blinked a little bit after that fantastic hold on the push. The great adept run by, shutting that push down, was a bit too slow to probe up. Wasn't able to break Uthermal, wasn't able to defend the counterattacks well enough. And GG, well played. That was incredible, man. That was a great series. EPT just keeps on delivering. I want to say a big thank you to Goblin and Uthermal for playing this 6 series. Holy shit. GG, well played. You are gods. Congrats, Uthermal. That's insane. Yeah, brings it back, man. He needed to force his way in with the carriers, Rotterdam says. It was do or die time. He had to just push through while that Marine count was low. I do agree with you there, Roddy. It's hard to make that call under pressure, but massively awesome plays from Leon, from Goblin, from Marc, from Uthermal, and Uthermal at the end stands as the grand finalist and the champion of the America's EPT Weekly number 16. Well played, Uthermal. GG's.